Alright, let's continue exploring this prison.
Let us press on.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that. They were feeding bearers to it. Nothing but a check down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this... this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even. And those who wouldn't, or couldn't, were disposed of.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. Finish up here.
All right.
Let's see what we can find down here. A survivor. And she sounds close.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming.
Ready when you are. You poor thing.
Did Chadwick sent you.
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he?
Chadwick.
What's that?
Monster's back!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
It's out there, waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Who's a beast? Malcolm. Are you the last piece of the puzzle, I mean?
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen. Nice try. Over here! Nice try. Fuck. That's better. Too slow. Too slow. Finally.
Sid, are you...
I'm fine. I think. What is it?
A diary. He was here.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last.
Chadwick.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway.
No. I'll see that she's looked after from now on.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days.
She is. Slowly but surely. I thank the flames we found her.
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
Of course, you already met my former master. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do, so we escaped. But staying together was out after so many years of training. The pull to serve was always strong.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own, and he died not as someone's tool.
Hyde Marie is proof of that. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick...
Thank you, Doris.
Oh. Yeah. Whoa. Anytime.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? Come again. I may have...
About 5% then.
All for ya.
Twinside's hundreds of leagues away.
You should have... Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear...
No.
I would say yes. Just on technicality and party hard.
Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim.
Indeed it is. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back...
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade. But a scout's nose is different. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember ears wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you.
Daft as a brush, that one. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him. It's about time the Cursebreakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? Next thing you know, chance would be a fine thing.
Forgive me, Sid.
But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Remember that.
I will, Sid.
Uncle, the Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Of course he has.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there.
One other?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he asked if I might have a solution. And I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned liberator.
One of your...
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier, eh?
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a...
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased, she had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as... Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with Akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. They'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. 2 such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep, the man?
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw!
Once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity.
Okay.
Well, my boy, the stage is set.
that it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. I want you to keep this signed accord.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
What do you think that thing is?
quest.
You alright?
Something troubling you?
No more. It's just... Etta's baby will be coming soon.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north. Families... I'll let the little tykes know they were well...
So?
Well, the problem is that Etta's due any day now. And,
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know...
All right then.
A good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo. There's naught lucky in all the realm. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had all...
Only the big day is fast approaching.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna...
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call.
You're a good friend, Clive.
If Joshua's worried about Jill, I should go and speak with him.
First the skies.
Say what you will. Lady Karen has seen her.
Mid?
You make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me, this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0.
And
a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
wait, the children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't...
The young'uns? But why would the... I'll keep working on the model.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Sid! Is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? Is it an airship?
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. A brass gear. A tiny one.
Oh, the one you forgot!
We saved it, just in case.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling all the pieces that are left over.
That's... good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all?
Just the gear?
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your... hoard.
Thanks, Sid.
Well?
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe.
Will it work? He's perfect!
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place, well, you just wait and see. That should do it. Here goes
Prima
nothing.
Vista.
Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
I love Mid. She's great. No sit, but pretty great all on her own.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
First year. Penitence.
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I've felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
Okay. Oh. Hello. What will you?
I got rid of Royalist guard dogs. Oh, they're specimens too. Too slow.
No! Dang. Me too. Tried to cancel out my activity. No. This battle's good. Cool.
Too slow. Nice try. Too slow. This should help. Nice try. Too slow. Nice try. Fine hand. Nice try.
That's a cool way to end that.
No match for you, eh, Torgal? The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks? His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Let's see, shall we?
Impressive, but we have other means.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, so let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book. For now. The world is small. Until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Fly, Ambrosia. Time to fight. Back to the stables, girl. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. It's locked. I should look around some more before I start breaking down doors. Disposed of. Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find that registry. This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. This must be the registry. So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. Where is the architect of all this misery? It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed. I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman. This is the place, but...
I'm sorry, Clive.
Has nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but... it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone at the backyard? To the hideaway, then. Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
Yep. What do you want? Anything else?
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen our...
Do you think Sid will tell us about his adventures in Ash?
I hear that you... Did you by any chance?
I did.
If the bearer registry... The director was a brutal man.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. My friends, I can still remember their children who were taken from their bunks in the morning. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But But why did I make it out alive?
It's not your fault. See that their names live on. That way, at least.
I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering. And in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you.
Inch ever closer. I wouldn't give for a Giga player history. Definitely gotta be out there.
Has Midadol mentioned a project yet?
I'm gonna turn this into Viv. That will be the last thing.
Vivian. I found it.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something, that the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie...
It does, but it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, and that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one...
Do you still feel that way? That you're not...
Honestly? I'm not entirely sure anymore. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. So if you'll permit me, remember, Clive, when enough people believe, give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian.
Oh. Okay. Only a couple of quests left, and then off to Ultima again.